live from the O'Hara Construction Studio in downtown Jackson. It's the Bart Hawley Show. I'm David Rice, inviting you to join Bart and his guests. From Asthma Allergy Center, internist and allergist Dr. Giri Dandamoody. Jackson City Manager Jonathan Green. From the Jackson Police Department, Honor Guard Coordinator Officer Thomas Tinklepaw. Local book author Sherry Lynn. And from the U.S. Postal Service Food Drive, Kara Rink and Clint Brown. And now, here's Bart.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, David, and good day. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
I got it backwards. Yeah, beautiful day. Beautiful day. 65 right now, and we'll warm up a little bit more to 69, and we'll have strong winds this afternoon as well. Tonight, clear, 50. Tomorrow, beautiful day, mostly sunny, 74, and continued windy gusts in excess of 25 miles an hour tomorrow. The forecast for Thursday is a chance of rain. And then Friday, a chance of rain again, cloudy, 76. Still a chance of showers on Saturday, high 75, and chance of showers on Sunday, 72. April showers, well, this is the last day of April. May showers bring May flowers. Today's weather presented by Kelly Express. I got some great pizza at Kelly Express. They have every flavor imaginable, and the special this month, a large one-item pizza and an order of breadsticks for $17.99. New special every month, and specials on snacks, including, I'm hoping, Pop-Tarts next month because of the Pop-Tart movie that Jerry Seinfeld's releasing on Netflix in a couple days. But they have all kinds of other great snacks right now. Hostess single-serve snacks, 2 for $4. Snickers singles, 2 for $4. And Welch's fruit snacks, a kid favorite. Those are 2 for $4 at Kelly Express. And today's a Kelly Express car wash kind of day. No rain in the forecast, and you can get your car looking brand new at the car wash locations on Weatherwax Drive, Grass Lake, and County Farm Road. Kelly Express. Look outside. We've got the sky cam looking east, and a lot of green.
Yes.
It seems like it's greener earlier, and it's possible it could be. We had very unusual, as you know, very unusual winter and very unusual spring. So we had really warm weather in February, and then we had another spell of warm weather. It accelerated the budding of plants, and then we had the freeze. And along the West Michigan coast, all the wineries, all the grapes ruined in the freeze earlier this month. Ruined. They're still hopeful that the trees, like apple trees, cherry trees, are okay, and they appear to be so, but they lost a lot of the wine crop due to the freeze. But because we did have earlier blooming and blossoming, things look greener today. We've got on this the 30th of April, Adopt a Shelter Pet Day. Cascade Humane Society and the Jackson County Animal Shelter would appreciate you doing that today or any day. It's Day of the Child. And as all parents know, every day is Day of the Child. Hairstyle Appreciation Day. Brandon, that's a great hairstyle today.
Didn't we just do that one like a couple days ago?
It was hairstylist.
Stylist. Okay.
Today it's actual hairstyle.
Yes.
And it's National Honesty Day. Well, come to think of it, Brandon, that's it's just an okay. Now it's Bugs Bunny Day. Bugs Bunny made his first appearance. And International Jazz Day, International Raisin Day. You know, the Raisin River, named in honor of the raisin. Do you know the Raisin River used to be called the Grape River, and then it dried up?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, Raisin River. I like that. No. I think we should go with that.
On this day in 1916, Germany and its World War I allies became the first countries to use daylight saving time, and I thought the United States was the first country to do that, because it does seem like something the United States would do, change time, but it was actually during the First World War effort, and it was, as many had believed, the reason for daylight saving time during World War I was to save energy to aid the war effort. So it was Germany, United Kingdom, and other European countries. 1916, the United States was a late adopter. 1789, George Washington became the first U.S. president. Took the oath of office, not in Washington, D.C., but, Brandon, you want to guess?
Not in Washington, D.C.?
Not in Washington, D.C.
Virginia?
Nope. New York City.
Oh, that was my second guess.
Yeah, on the balcony of Federal Hall. On this day in 1854, Lincoln University became the nation's first HBCU, historically black degree-granting institution of higher education. 1854, Lincoln University. And I would have thought that was named after President Lincoln, but that came before President Lincoln was president. So we'll have to do some research on that. On this day in 2011, Great Britain's Prince William married his longtime girlfriend, Catherine Elizabeth Kate Middleton, at Westminster Abbey in London. There were 1,200 invited guests and 2 billion uninvited guests who watched on TV. And on this day in 1952, the very first toy ever advertised on television, very first toy, TV ad, 1952. What do you think that first toy was?
1952.
1952.
Wouldn't be the hula hoop.
I'll give you a hint.
Wouldn't be the slinky.
It has to do with a vegetable.
Okay.
A tuber.
Tubaruba? That was my favorite toy.
Mr.
Potato Head?
That's it.
That's it, really?
Yep.
1952?
1952.
Wow, I didn't know
Mr.
I had
Potato.
Mr. Potato Head in 52.
And fun fact, when you bought the Mr. Potato Head, it didn't come with the head. It came with all the pieces, and you were to stick them into an actual potato. That's how it was first, yeah.
Okay.
Now it's got the plastic head.
Yeah, makes sense.
But in the early days, you just went to Mom's pantry, took the biggest potato you could find and stuck pieces of plastic in it. True, that's a true story. And it was on this day, and this is local, somewhat local history, 2004, April 29, 20 years ago today, the last Oldsmobile came off the assembly line up in Lansing, and it was the last of the Oldsmobiles. And here it is. This is actually in the R.E. Olds Museum in Lansing right now. This was the end of a 106-year-old automotive brand, America's oldest, the Oldsmobile. And I think it was one of the dumbest things General Motors ever did, to kill an iconic brand like the Oldsmobile, named after R.E. Olds. But they did. They killed it. And there's one of the last remaining. There's 500 that were made, all in this brick red. They called it, what did they call it? It was a certain red. But we found one for sale if you wanted to buy one. And you won't have to go far. It's in Bucyrus, Ohio. And it is for sale on Craigslist for $5,995. And that's one of the last 500, and we know it's one of those 500 because it's got the special nameplate on the trunk. So there it is, the Alero. 110,000 miles on that one. So still going.
Still going, yeah.
Still going. Yep. Another note of automotive history, 2009, Chrysler filed for bankruptcy. So bad day for Chrysler. So they're having problems right now keeping the paint on the Jeeps.
That's a problem.
Yeah, the paint on the Jeeps. They don't know how to paint aluminum parts on the Jeep. So it's coming off. True story. Now on to Today in the J, brought to you by Experience Jackson. Tonight, Astronomical Observatory Night at Jackson College in the new Astronomy Observatory, and it's awesome. You're invited to come out between 9 and 11 p.m. And it looks like it's going to be a clear night, so this will be a good night. Students, employees, the community, everybody invited, free to come out and look through the telescope tonight. Going on now through 3:30 this afternoon, technology help for seniors. Students at William Atkinson Hall are helping seniors with technology. Bring out your phones or your iPads or your laptops, whatever you, how about David Rice could bring the remote to the TV. David Rice having trouble with the remote upstairs today. And you know what the problem is?
I think he was blaming the batteries, but it's not the batteries, it's him.
Batteries.
We do it fine.
How many times will you press the remote before you change the battery? Before you actually decide, you know what?
Well, he waves it around like a wand, though. That's why it doesn't work for David. He keeps waving it around like a wand.
I know all your
spot.
techniques. You wave it around the wand, you hold it down.
Really hard, yeah.
It's really as hard as you can, but it's the battery. And sometimes you just have to get out of the chair and get closer to it. Like in the old days, we had to, that's how we changed the channel back in the day. We had to stand up and do it in person. But we only had 3 channels, so we hardly ever changed. And Jackson College summer registration is now ongoing. Classes begin on May 20th, and they've got, check it out, they've got classes that are as short as a month, 6 weeks, so you can pick up credit, get educated for a great price at a really short term this summer at Jackson College. And there's a lot of things coming up this week and this weekend. Be sure and check out experiencejackson.com. They have a brand new events website. So that's where you go first when you're looking for something to do. And if you're planning an event, make sure you submit it to experiencejackson.com. That's Today in the J. We get word today from Consumers Energy that they have made a big purchase. They have spent $3.5 million buying 1,200 iron utility poles as another in their steps and strategies to improve the reliability of the electric grid in Michigan. The company has bought 1,200 iron utility poles to withstand the forces of Mother Nature and keep overhead power lines securely in place. But iron rusts, doesn't it?
I believe
It does. So they're going to, I think they're going to look like trees after a while. The color will turn brown and red, so they'll look like wood. I mean, they're easy to mistake for wood, but those are iron, and it looks like they have to put some sort of an additional thing up the side because you can't staple things. Mm-hmm. So that's going to this is going to signal the end of the neighborhood yard sale, because people will not be able to staple their yard sale signs to these poles.
Sure, they'll try, though.
They will try. They will try. They'll come up with new ways to attach the yard sale signs to the poles, but they're going to be doing this first in Kalamazoo, Greenville, and Tawas areas. They'll initially be installed at selected new construction sites that are accessible to bucket trucks, which are essential to reach and perform work on iron pole tops. Following this first wave of implementation, installations will expand to other areas and eventually replace existing wooden poles throughout the Consumers Energy Service territory. The company recently deployed their reliability roadmap, which aims to restore power to those who lose power in the wake of a storm within 24 hours. And so far, they've been very successful this year. They had some really strong winds that blew through Jackson County last week, and areas just south of Springport and the Rives area over to Pleasant Lake. There were a couple thousand, 3,000 people that lost power, and they had their power restored within 3 hours. So way to go, Consumers Energy. So hopefully this will make it easier and safer for crews to get out and get the lines restored. Iron poles should withstand the strong winds, I would think. So they're very expensive. Can you imagine? I would never guess that 1,200 iron poles cost $3.5 million. But they do. We've got a couple notes from the City of Jackson. The City Council meets tonight. Mayor Daniel Mahoney has called a special meeting at 6 p.m. tonight. Now, normally the council meets at 6:30, so for some reason, the special meeting is at 6 p.m. Last time they did this, a lot of people missed the first half hour because they thought.
Yeah.
So, special meetings are special, and they're not always at the same time as a regular meeting. And the sole agenda item tonight is to decide what to do about Ward 5. So last year, Karen Burnell resigned her seat as city councilperson representing Ward 5 because she was getting married and moving out of the area. So the city council, they opened up the seat to people interested. They had somewhere around 10 applications, people interested in having that seat. Among those 10 or so applicants, the council selected Shalonda Hunt for that seat, and she would be filling out the remainder of Karen Burnell's term, which extends through the end of 2024. So she knew that if she wanted to continue in that seat past this year, she would have to face election. So the deadline for Shalonda and anyone interested in that seat to appear on the ballot was a week and a half ago. No one put in an application. No one interested in that seat, including Shalonda Hunt. We checked with the city today, and they said there was some issue with the application that didn't meet the standards. There was something that had to do with when Shalonda Hunt ran for Jackson Public School Board, and her documents that she submitted to the county. Something about those prevented her application to be valid for the City Council Ward 5. So now the council's meeting tonight to decide what to do. And there are options. They could say, okay, we're going to put Shalonda on the ballot. They could do that. They can put anyone on the ballot. They can do whatever they want. City charter gives them a pretty wide latitude on how to handle this situation. Or, so we reached out to Shalonda Hunt to see what she's planning on doing, and she's got a couple of options. She could ask the city to put her on the ballot, or she could run a write-in campaign, or someone else could show up tonight and say, I want that seat. So we'll see tonight, and we will have that on JTV 21 tonight at 6 p.m. We also get word from the city that the Jackson Law Enforcement Memorial has been scheduled for a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, May 8th, and that is happening at 12 noon. Law enforcement agencies from all across Jackson County are preparing to remember those killed in the line of duty, and all law enforcement in Jackson County does participate along with first responders, like firefighters and EMTs, all gathering at True Community City Square at noon. Next Wednesday, the annual event pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others. The memorial is organized by the Jackson Police Department Honor Guard, and Detective Tinkelpaw will be with us a little bit later in today's show with more details on the event. The Sheriff's Office, Michigan State Police, Blackburn-Leone Public Safety, all participating. The names of those Jackson County officers killed in the line of duty will be read during the roll call of heroes, followed by a gun salute and taps. Magistrate Christopher Dickerson of the 12th District Court will be the event's keynote speaker. All are welcome. It'll be at Horace Blackman Park at True Community City Square, 12 noon next Wednesday. In the event of rain, keep our fingers crossed for nice weather, they will move to Weatherwax Hall, the Jackson Symphony Orchestra building across the street. And it's particularly timely as our nation mourns the deaths of 4 law enforcement personnel just yesterday in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was the deadliest day in our nation's law enforcement since 2016, when a gunman killed several members of law enforcement in Texas. So obviously a very sad day. And I'm sure those heroes will be honored next week as well. Our sponsor of the day today, we salute and thank Dr. James Palmer of Palmer Family Chiropractic. They take care of all ages, even babies. And it's amazing the great stories we've heard coming from Dr. Palmer and the people that he has helped. He's also very involved in the community, their family very involved, participating in a lot of activities. You'll see Palmer Family Chiropractic in their tent and booth at various events throughout the summer all around the area. Thanks to Palmer Family Chiropractic. Great water in the County National Bank Green Room today and every day. Thanks to Tri-County Water, serving our area and all of southern Lower Michigan since 1966. This family-owned company provides water and water services, and we thank them for our water here today and every day. We've got a great lineup of guests joining us on the show today, so I hope you can stick around for the whole thing. I will. We have Dr. Gary Dandamuti from Asthma Allergy Centers, and we all know it's allergy season. City Manager for the City of Jackson, Jonathan Green. As I mentioned, Officer Thomas Tinkelpaw will be with us from the Jackson Police Department. He heads up the Honor Guard. We have a local author. She's been working on her Hawaiian trilogy, and it's done. Sherry Lynn, the writer, and the United States Postal Service Letter Carriers Annual Food Drive is coming up, and Kara Rink and Clint Brown will be with us today with details on how you can participate in this year's drive. All this and more today on JTV. Thanks so much for being here. And we get started with Dr. Dandamuti right after this.